Hey, shalom on the self. Source by giving no praise to hell, but Hashem, El Shah, Hashem, Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone and honors to brothers doing the work, the most on truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's the real name of whom Lord even calls God Jehovah Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh. The son's true name is Yahweh Shah. No pray Yahweh, Ba Hashem, El Shah, but meaning in, her meaning then, Shah meaning names, Yahweh, and the name of Yahweh Shai. This is a quick one on basically the news of the day, right? It'll probably be the news of the week, news of the month. You know how these news circles go, man, where, a major event happens and that's all they talk about. So even in saying that, it's best to keep eyes peeled on, all of the other stuff that's, happening under the radar. Right, but this is on the on the news of the apparent death of Queen Elizabeth II, right? Dies at Balmoral at age 96. And yeah, and it was just it's very interesting watching this, the analysis and everything. Because on one side you get people that are, are praising, are happy, hey, we're in that group too. I'm not gonna pretend we're excited, my brothers, brothers. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Brothers were jubilant. Okay, why? Because this here is nothing but a right devil, right? But then you get others that were tearful, was watching the news, right? And obviously those guys are actors, right? The guy was all like, he was all croaking in the throat and stuff like that. I was like, rah, obviously they're trying to push that energy out there, right? You see all of this, all of these, stuff like that, pictures of, but this is nothing but a right devil, right? And then when we come, one of the acts that she did in her last years of living is, supposedly, which, I got my own, suspicions and everything. But supposedly one of the last things she did, right, in her years of living, was she basically paid off for her pedo son, and I'll probably get strike for that. Probably paid for her, her kiddie fiddler son Andrew, right? It's £1 million court case, right? You know what I'm saying? It's weren't no individual to be lauded, and this is just me speaking on the top level. When you get into the nastiness, that these elites do, or when you get into the the nasty history, which is a spirit, right? It's a spirit because one of the things that has been happening right today is people have been speaking on all the wickedness that has been committed in her name, right? In the name of this monarchy, right, as a whole, right? It's Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled with shameful glory, drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered, right? And that's basically alluding to being exposed. So the cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be returned to thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Okay, so shameful spewing basically meaning all of the things that these people hold dear. Her being one of them. People have been speaking about saying, nah, man, these guys were straight up wicked. Right? They presided over and Slovakia, right? They presided over wickedness, right? Once again, this is in the public sphere. We're not even going to be touching, some of the things that these guys were doing in the, in private, right? But it's definitely what whether they're playing to the crowd or whatever, whether it's real or imagined or whatever, right? It's definitely a sign because one of the things, which you call, that's why I was just looking for it here. One of the things that I've seen is there was a double rainbow, right, outside Buckingham Palace today, right? So if we already know that the rainbow is a sign from the that the Lord gave us. Okay, so this is it, man. So this because this is the thing. People say, oh, one of the news articles like, oh, the angels have taken her. Okay, cool, cool. We know what happens. The scriptures tell us what happens when someone dies, right? This is Ecclesiastes 12, I believe, and 7, right? It says, Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to the most unto the Most High who gave it. Right? Because when you understand, how these things roll, right? There ain't no place as hell, there ain't no place as hell in the way that what's this thing called, man? Slakia, Renaissance Christianity, basically teaches as, okay, right? There is a thing called the grave, however, right, which is sometimes mistranslated from the original tongues into the word hell, right? But basically everyone's soul, right, basically goes up to the Father who made it, right? But the Lord is reserving individuals like her, right, to come back for, when she comes back, however the Lord does it. One of the things that we do know is she's going into captivity, man. Right, this is Psalms 149. I'm going to start from verse 6. Let the high praise of the Most High be in their mouth, right, and the two-edged sword in their hand. Okay, so it's high praise of the Most High, the Bible, right? Two-edged sword, literal, in the kingdom, right? So in the kingdom, we're gonna be ruling over these different nations, man. We're gonna be ruling over them, and we're gonna be, powers over them. This is Revelation 1 from 26. Can I not type? 2:26, luck, yeah. All right. It says. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right. It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Okay. So one of the blessings is we're going to have power over these nations. Okay. And we go on, have beat them up, in the first 1,000 years of captivity when they're paying for what they've done, right? In that first 1,000 years, these heathen nations going to be through, but the most who's going to be Esau, right? And at the end of that 1,000 years, he's gonna go into he's gonna be destroyed forever. Slack, I misspelled that saying, right? He's gonna be destroyed forever. Okay, after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, right? Lizzie included. Right, so we carry on. Psalms 149 and 7 now, right? It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen, right? Vengeance for, like I said, we're not even speaking about the things that happen in the dark, right? When you speak about the top level stuff that happens, it's the top level history of this, of her and her family, okay? These guys are just mad wicked, man. Right, but then when you start going into the undercurrent, the underbelly, like the things that happen in secret, the things that happen in darkness, yo, these guys, they are worthy of whatever punishment that the Lord has for them. Okay, and this is one of them that we're about to read, right? Verse 8 it says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Right, so we're gonna see how the Lord does it, right? But she gonna be in captivity in the kingdom, man. She gonna be in captivity. She gonna have chains on her, right? She gonna be prostrating, just like how in her lifetime she would have had millions of Jake prostrate for her. Okay. And worst thing is, it's like you have a lot of our people, especially Jake from the West Coast, right, of Africa, and Jake in the Caribbean that are now here in the UK, right, that are gonna be all hurt all over this, right, because Jake love their mass to eat, right? Jake trust in oppression, man, and they love their oppressor. Okay, this is Isaiah 49:23 says, the kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. So basically, right, when everything is corrected, because right now there's an error in the earth. Right, that error is the wrong rulers are in rulership. This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth, right? And horse represents power, right? And is our servant. Now, all of these heathen nations are servants. Right? The whole earth was made for our sakes, pursuant to, what was that? well, the one I'm thinking of in my mind when when I say that it's Second Ezra the sixth chapter, right? If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance in the world? Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so you know what is being written here, right? It's saying, look, these heathens basically, they're in a position of rulership, right? But I've seen the real rulers, right, walking as servants upon earth, right? But that is an error in the earth which the Lord is coming back to correct, right? Real soon, right? This is a major sign, man. This is a major sign, especially considering what Charles is on. Charles is all about the World Economic Forum, right? And the new prime minister that has just been inaugurated here in the UK just 2 days ago. She was with the with the Queen allegedly, right? Just 2 days ago, right? With the what is it? Being inaugurated into that position. Okay, and her name, the new prime minister is also called Liz as well, right? And not only that, a lot of people have been like, how the hell has she even got the job of being prime minister? But she happens to be called Liz, right? And then obviously Liz has just died, right? And this new prime minister's, World Economic Forum as well, right? All about that great reset. Because one of the things that has to happen, right, as part of this is all the money printed in the UK and all the Commonwealth countries, right, that has the Queen's face on it has to be reprinted, right? And what's his face here? King Charles III, as he, because his name was Charles before, but he could have chosen a different name, right? But King Charles III here, he may decide that actually, what's the point of having new money, right? New paper money, new plastic money, because all the money here in England is plastic. All the notes are plastic, right? He might be just like, look, just go straight digital, right? And all the timing of this is all perfect, man, right? Because you've got all of these different countries, different nations talking about CBDCs and all of that sort of stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes of this. Okay. Do you finish this? Yeah, man. So hey, these different kings and queens that right now look down on Israel, they're gonna be serving us in the kingdom, right? And that's something to look forward to. Right? We don't revere these people. These people should be revering us. Will be revering us, as Isaiah 60:10. That says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Right? And that's it, man. Just like how we built this kingdom, they gonna build our kingdoms. Yeah, we just read that in the precepts. Right? I believe there was a precept here as well. Right, it's Isaiah 45:14, right? It says, thus saith Yahweh, right? The labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. They shall come after thee. In chains they shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God, right? So, yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna have these heathens right where we want them in the kingdom. They're gonna be in chains, right? So Liz is going from crowns to chains, man. Right, from one sea to another sea. Gonna go from decadence, right? Which, to be fair, if you being technical, the word decadence actually means decay, right? But going from a life of pleasure, right? Scriptures talk about how these devils are not in trouble as other men, but going from a life of absolute pleasure and abundance and rulership, right, to chains. So from riches to rags, okay? So as always, Lord's all that was edifying. Till next time we say, Shalom.